Alright guys, let's talk about people pleasing. I mean, who does not struggle with people pleasing? I mean, that has been one of my biggest struggles ever since I was a child. And I know that it can be very scary to actually say no to people that you care about. However, it is so important to setting boundaries for your own well-being. And here are some steps that you can take to start being able to say no in an efficient and compassionate way. Number 1, reflect on your own priorities. Take some time to really understand what you need, what your values are, what your priorities are. And try to really understand what is important to you and whether or not saying yes or no actually aligns with that priority of yours or the value of yours. I mean, this is something that I have been struggling with for so long, because I always put other people first. I want to make them happy, so I compromise on my own values and my own priorities to actually make other people happy. I mean, what about me? I mean, we need to start focusing on ourselves as well, because what does it help to be there for others when you lose yourself in the process? I mean, that's not worth it, right? Number 2 is to practice self-awareness. I mean, that's a huge part of this. Pay truly attention to your own emotions and feelings when someone actually asks you for a favor. Hey doggy. Oh, hi. Yes. Notice if you feel overwhelmed or a bit like cringy about it, but still feel guilty about saying no. That are some major points that you need to actually notice. Notice if you feel overwhelmed or stressed or even resentful towards the person who actually asks you for this request. This awareness will actually help you make decisions that actually aligns with your own value and your own priorities and what you actually want. Also, make it your default answer to say, let me think about it, let me come back to you with an answer, because that gives you actually time to really feel and really check in with yourself whether or not you actually want to do this request. And that has helped me a lot, because my default answer was always, yes, of course, I'm gonna help you, no problem. And then afterwards I feel like, oh, why did I say that? Because it doesn't feel good to me. I feel used. I feel like I have other things that I need to focus on. For me, that was a game changer when I actually started to like, you know what? Let me think about it. I'll come back to you. Just let me think about it. I need to check something first. And then I had the time to really like, okay, what do I want? Number 3 is to validate your own feelings. With that, I mean, truly understand that your own needs, your own feelings are important, and that it's okay to say no for your own inner peace. Truly recognize that actually setting boundaries and saying no is so important for your own well-being, and that will actually improve your relationships with others as well. And it's definitely not selfish. That's the biggest misconceptions out there, because I was always taught that you need to be there for others. But for what price? So no, it's not selfish to actually put yourself first for once and actually really feel if your well-being is being compromised here. Number 4 is to be assertive and direct in your communication when saying no. When you start saying no, try to be as concise as possible. It's quite easy to start over-explaining why you're saying no or why you don't feel like it. Don't do that. Don't over-explain or just try to find some justification for your no. It's unnecessary. A simple and polite response can actually suffice. And this has been very difficult for me. Like I say, I'm pro at being a people pleaser, and I have recently just started my own journey, and it has helped me so much. But in the beginning, I was trying to do all of these mistakes because it somehow felt better. But I mean, you don't have to explain yourself why you don't want to do one thing. It's okay. Don't try to soothe the other person. That's not your responsibility. They respond to your saying no. That's their luggage. That's their responsibility. Your responsibility is towards yourself, not the other person. People who actually care about you, truly care about you, they will respect your boundaries and they want you to feel the best that you can. I would actually go that far to claim that they would actually encourage you to set your own boundaries, because they want you to thrive. They want you to be healthy, happy, and feel proud of yourself. Number 5, offer alternatives when you can. If you genuinely want to help or try to be there for that person, it's okay to come with alternatives when you say no. Because if you can't help them, try to recommend them to someone else who can, or just suggest other resources that could be of help. This actually shows you that you still care and that you want to support them, but that you have to also say, I can't do this. That also helped me, that one trick, because when I worked as a dog trainer, I helped a lot for free because I genuinely care about people's successes with their dogs if they have any issues, for example. I always said yes to helping people, friends with their dogs. And I came to a point where I felt I can't do this anymore. I have other things that I need to prioritize in my life as well. So that's when I started to recommend them to other people that could help. I tried to show them some other YouTube videos that could help with their issue with their dogs, for example. I tried to still help them without spending my whole spare time with them, helping them. Number 6, practice saying no with empathy. When you start saying no, try to really express that with empathy. Try to really make sure that they understand that you saying no does not reflect how you feel about them. What I tried to do, at least, was when I said no, I felt so guilty. That guilt and shame all the time that I said no, that I put other people at the side to put myself first. But when I started to say it like, I truly do care about you, me saying no is not a reflection of my feelings towards you. That actually showed empathy towards them, which then led to that they actually showed me empathy as well. Number 7, set and communicate your boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with your loved ones regarding your energy, your time, your well-being, your priorities, your hobbies. Let them know your limitations in a very compassionate but assertive way. Number 8, practice self-care. Prioritize self-care and really allocate time for your own time. Like in the schedule, in your scheduling calendar, set out time for you. By taking care of yourself, you will actually be able to be there for your loved ones even better. Because when you feel good, you also have more to give. That will actually allow you to be more present when you choose to support your loved ones. Number 9, seek support if you need to. If you find it challenging to say no, which you probably do if you watch this video, I did, so guilty of charge, seek support. That could be from a trusted friend, a family member, or a therapist even. They can provide you guidance in your decision and support you when you say no. They will also encourage you and they will help you practice being assertive when you communicate your boundary. And I went to a therapist and I got a lot of help from her when I discussed this with her, because I have always, especially towards my parents, I have very difficult saying no to my parents due to my childhood trauma that I'm working through, but that's another story. But that therapist, she actually supported me to say no, because she put forward if you don't say no or speak up for yourself, you will not be able to be there fully for them when you say yes, because you will start creating resentment. And resentment, that's a no-go, because if you build resentment, you will explode one day and the people around you will be like, what the hell just happened with her? So don't build resentment, because that will not end well. And number 10, be patient with yourself. I can't stress this enough. Try to show yourself some grace, that this might take some time, especially if you have been this huge people pleaser your whole life, as I have. I mean, learning to say no takes practice. So start with the small areas that are easy to say no to perhaps, and then work yourself up. Be your own best friend. I mean, would you ever say to your best friend oh, you need to hurry up, come on, you can't, slack about this, just do it. No, you wouldn't. You would be supportive and helpful and show it's okay that it takes time, as long as you make progress, right? So please show yourself some grace throughout this whole process. It's a learning progress, right? And celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the whole progress, because that will encourage you and strengthen you in your own value and where you stand, and that will only help you out. So once I actually started to show myself some grace and talk to myself would I actually do this or say this towards a friend that I'm telling myself? No, I would never do that. So why am I doing that to myself? That's not fair. So once I actually started to show myself some grace and being my best friend that have my back all the time, it became easier. And I'm actually proud of myself that I have come this far, that I'm able to prioritize myself and start realizing it's okay, I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to feel guilty, because if I feel well, of course I'm gonna help that person if I'm able to. Because if I feel strong, if I'm feeling good, I will be able to be there for the people around me much, much better. I will be more present, I will be more glad to help them. So just a win-win. And if I can do this, then so can you. So let's start doing it.